Hello, today we will guide you through how to record fraud charges in QuickBooks Online. To begin, open QuickBooks Online and make sure you are on the main homepage. Starting from the homepage helps you navigate from a familiar location and makes it easier to follow each part of the process without missing anything. Once you are there, move your mouse to the Create button at the top left of the screen. This menu is where QuickBooks lets you start new transactions, including expenses, invoices, and other records. For this task, we'll be using it to enter a charge as an expense so it can be properly documented in your books. From the Create menu, click Expense. This opens the expense entry screen where you can manually record the fraudulent charge. Recording it this way creates a clear transaction trail and helps keep your financial records organized. On the expense form, choose a sample payee. In a real situation, this would usually be the vendor or account name connected to the fraudulent transaction. Selecting a payee helps identify where the charge appeared to come from, even if the transaction was unauthorized. Next, select a sample payment method. This is where you indicate how the charge was made, such as by bank account, debit card, or credit card. Choosing the correct payment method is important because it helps match the expense to the account affected by the fraud. After that, enter a sample category. The category determines how the charge is classified in your records. Using the right category can make reporting and review much easier later, especially if you need to track unusual or disputed activity separately. Then, in the description field, type something like fraud. This short note gives helpful context when you or someone else reviews the transaction later. A clear description can make the purpose of the entry obvious at a glance. Now enter the sample amount for the charge. Be sure the amount matches the fraudulent transaction you want to record. Accuracy here is especially important, since this amount may later be referenced during reconciliation or dispute review. Once everything has been filled in, click Save and Close. This stores the expense and returns you to the previous screen. At that point, the fraud charge has been recorded in QuickBooks Online. That's it. By entering the transaction as an expense with a clear category and description, you create a simple record that is easier to track and review later.